These are golden nights, no more time to waste. Gotta turn up right, party till the day. These are golden nights, opportunity won't wait. Gotta turn up right.
Broadcast live daily from the 71st Cannes Film Festival right after the red carpet. And here, in our studio on the French Riviera, it's The Worth It Show! And now from the Hotel Martinez Beach, here's your host, Jeannie Godula.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to The Worth It Show. Hey, Ken! Hello, studio audience. The world of cinema is a world of glamour, but it's also a world where incredible women work, produce films, express their vision. They give it their all to create fantasies for all of us to dream about. Throughout the festival, we're going to be joined here at our studio by some incredible stars and directors, and all of you will be joining in with us as well. You in the studio, all of you out there on the Croisette. And of course, you in social media land around the world, because all of you are very much part of this show as well. Tonight, your questions will be brought to us by our e-chronicler, Xenia Overdose. Hi, Xenia. Xenia, you are from Hamburg. You are a fashion and beauty blogger and an Instagrammer with 1.1 million followers. You're going to be our link to our online audiences tonight. Ooh, your mic, is it working?
Does it work?
There you go.
Okay.
Go for it. Tell me.
Oh, I have to go?
Yeah, no. Go ahead. Tell us a bit more. What you're going to tell these guys about the questions they can ask.
Okay. Hi, everyone. You can now start posting the questions you want to ask Helen Mirren, Lisa Azuelos, and Aishwarya Rai right now. You can use the hashtag #WorthItShow, and you can post the comments about the show, or you can tell me what you think about the red carpet makeup.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Xenia. Now, we are broadcasting live on social media to more than 20 countries worldwide. Let's meet tonight's special guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the director of French hit comedy Lull and its American remake starring Demi Moore and Miley Cyrus. She'll tell us why 82 women just walked up the famous Cannes steps together. Lisa Azuelos. The woman who won an Oscar for playing the Queen, one of the few actresses who has won a Tony, an Emmy, and an Academy Award. She also has 3 Golden Globes, 4 BAFTAs, and 2 Best Actress wins here in Cannes, Dame Helen Mirren. Also with us tonight, the former Miss World who became an international star with over 40 films, the youngest actor to get the Padma Shri. She received the 2nd highest French honor and was recently awarded the First Lady's Award by the President of India, Aishwarya Rai. Aishwarya, welcome. Aishwarya, Helen, Lisa, Xenia, so happy to have you all here on this very windy set. We're going to do our best to try and not fly off into the Mediterranean. Let's take a quick look at what's coming up in the rest of today's show. We will meet Isabelle Adjani in Beauty versus Cinema. The movie icon gives us her rapid-fire answers to our questions, bringing those 2 worlds together. Then Louise Bourgoin in The Rendezvous, our up-close and personal interview with the young French talent. And Arnaud Rebottini in Men of Worth. We'll finally get a chance to ask the award-winning composer questions women usually get asked. And by the end of tonight's show, Helen Mirren will step up to our nightly challenge. So thank you. Thank you in advance for accepting. Thank you in advance for accepting. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's meet our makeup artist extraordinaire, Val Garland. She has given looks to superstars like Kate Moss, Lady Gaga, and of course, on the runways of great British designers like Vivienne Westwood and Alexander McQueen. She will be sharing her expertise with us throughout the show. Hi, Val. Tell us what you're doing tonight.
Hello, Jeannie. Hello, everybody. Tonight, I'm going to be reproducing Aishwarya's look from the red carpet on the beautiful Miriam. Excuse me. So watch this space, and you'll be able to take home a red carpet look that you can do at home.
Aishwarya, you're very familiar with the Cannes Film Festival. In fact, you helped bring Bollywood to the world thanks to your movie Devdas that was screening here. What do you remember about that time?
Wow. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. The pleasure is all mine. And yeah, Devdas doesn't seem like such a long time ago. And each time I come back here to Cannes, I get asked about the experience, so I relive it time and again, and it will forever be a very, very special memory. But probably the best part of it all was to see how well it was embraced here, and it just opened up international interest to my eyes. I mean, I'm sure it's always been there, but from that day onwards, I actually experienced incredible interest in our cinema, and people felt transported into this wonderful world of storytelling with all the emotions in it and the music and the dance. And I just feel very privileged to have been part of a movie by a brilliant filmmaker like Sanjay Leela Bhansali with a great team of co-actors, and to have had the honor of sharing this with the audience.
And Aishwarya, of course, you went on to become the first Indian woman on a jury here in Cannes. Helen, I know you were on the jury of the Venice Film Festival. Would you ever consider being on a jury again?
It's a lot of work being on a jury. It's always very inspiring because you see incredible work, and you see work from all around the world, here in Cannes especially. But it is a lot of hard work. But yes, of course, I'd love to be on the jury at Cannes. It's probably the most important film festival in the world. So, you know, it's a huge honor to be on the jury.
I will make sure that message gets out. Thank you. Also tonight in Cannes, we saw those images there a moment ago. Here in Cannes, 82 women walked up those famous red steps together. It was their way of marking the events that have rocked the film industry over the past year. Lisa Azuelos, you're with us now on the set. You were one of those women.
Yes.
Tell me a bit more about this initiative.
Well, it's an initiative to show that only 82 women since the 70 years now that the Film Festival of Cannes has opened. And only 82 women have been selected as opposed to 1,600 men.
As directors in competition.
Directors and movies in competition. So today was just to show that women are not a minority. Please, could you stop considering us as a minority? And I think also we must consider ourselves stop being a minority. It's not only in the others' eyes, you know. Because we definitely are worth it, really.
And there was some incredible women. Jury president this year, Kate Blanchett, made a speech. There was Jane Fonda who walked up there. Jury members like Kristen Stewart, the American director Ava DuVernay. Who for you has been a real role model for women in the entertainment industry?
Well, for me, I must admit, and that's why I chose her to do the remake of my movie LOL, is Demi Moore, because she was the first woman to be naked while pregnant. And she, at the front page of, I think it was
Vanity Fair.
Vogue or W.
Vanity Fair, yes.
Vanity Fair, I think. And that was the first time that a woman would show that being pregnant was not, you know, you were not supposed to be hidden in some weird place in the house, but you could show and be proud of your big belly, and that you were, being a mom was like being a queen. And that changed a lot. And then when she was with Ashton Kutcher, she showed that it's not because you're 45 that your life is over.
Because
so I think
he was
it's
much
two
younger.
big steps for women to understand in the intimate life.
So Lisa, as you mentioned, you're a French film director, but you did direct the remake of your own movie, LOL, that did star Demi Moore and Miley Cyrus. What was that U.S. experience like for you as a French director?
You know, being in Hollywood for a French person like me was a dream, so I kind of lived my dream already. So now I have to invent a new one. Maybe to do a movie with those two beautiful queens. No, but really.
Well, Helen, on the flip side, you actually did a movie where you played a French woman.
I did recently, yes. I did a film called 100-Foot Journey. I played a French restaurant owner and very, very serious about food and French food in particular. And meeting up with an Indian family who were opening a restaurant across the road with Indian food, and she was absolutely shocked and horrified by this. So it was a comedy. It was fun. Yeah.
The 100-Foot Journey.
Yes.
And Aishwarya, you too have had experience, had a Hollywood film, shot in France as well, Pink Panther 2. What did you learn from that experience? Anything?
It was a great ensemble cast to have had the opportunity to work with. And yeah, we did shoot a little bit here in Paris. And it's always fun returning to France. I mean, you all just are so loving and so accommodating and so excited about art and creativity. So it's always fun here.
That's certainly true. Well, we like to spin things around a bit on the show. We're now going to give the floor to what we call the Men of Worth, a segment where men answer questions that women usually get asked. Tonight, we will hear from the award-winning composer of the music of last year's Cannes sensation, 120 beats per minute. This is Arnaud Rebottini.
Pretty cool, you know. I'm a singer, performer, and when I'm on stage, to catch the eyes of the crowd, and the people are taking pictures of you, and you can see your image on social network. It's a nice feeling to catch love come from all the crowd. It's a bit old school, sorry, but my wife takes care a little bit more than me about our son. A gospel diva, because my voice is way too low, and I'm a white guy, and I sound more rockish, so I love to be a gospel diva. Hop là.
Helen Mirren, let's focus a bit now on your career. You've done so many different things over the 5 decades of your career. You've done loads of classics on stage, but in film, it seems to me that your choices have been much more eclectic. You've done such a great variety of stuff, obviously playing the Queen, but also an action movie like Fast and Furious, comedies like Calendar Girls, which I just love, cartoons, a kids movie coming up, a ghost story in Winchester that you just did. Would you say at this point in your career, you're just trying to have fun?
Well, I'm having a complete fangirl moment, and I'm having so much fun sitting with her. So thank you.
Yes.
Complete
My
fangirl
next
moment.
movie is in India, definitely. Of course it's fun, yes, but it's also work, you know. We work, we get up very early and we sit in the makeup chair, and sometimes it's cold and sometimes it's hot, and, you know, of course it's fun. And it's great fun doing movies like Red and Fast and Furious, and I love watching those movies as an audience, you know. I love a great action movie. So I kind of wanted to, you know, be in that. I have a very serious side of my career as well. So I thought it'd be nice to mix it up a bit.
And you once said that you didn't want to do film or TV before you had conquered William Shakespeare. So how did the Bard of Avon actually help you in Fast and Furious?
Not too sure, too much in Fast and Furious, really. But you know, I think every role you do, every part you take, every director you work with, every fellow actress that you work with teaches you something. So the whole process in my profession is really a process of learning, and it's an endless process of learning, and that never stops, you know. And sure, I've done many, many different roles in many different kinds of films. I never feel as though I've stopped learning. And you learn from young actors, you know, more than you learn from older actors. People often say, oh, you know, what did you teach them? I said, I didn't teach them anything. I learned from them, you know, because they're fantastic. So, you know, it's just a process of constant learning, really.
And you seem like someone who was very confident, say kind of whatever you like, but always with grace, with irony, I find. But in your past, have you ever found that this sort of free speech, this free tone, might have hurt you in your career, in your private life?
It's probably my private life. But yes, I have put my foot in my mouth quite often, you know. But, you know, you have to get on with it. I've always felt that it's the work that counts. You know, as long as your work is good and authentic and true and dedicated, the rest of it is fine. You can, you know, get through all the ups and downs and the dramas and the scandals, maybe, or whatever it is. But as long as your work is authentic, I think that's what matters.
Now, Meryl Streep has called you an acting goddess, and apparently the two of you are friends. I heard she's sort of your partner in crime at times. What's the craziest thing that you've ever done together?
Oh, you know, she's very, very smart, Meryl. That's the thing. You know, she's, of course, the most brilliant actress, but she's very smart. And she's got a wonderful sense of humour. We've never done anything crazy together, but she did say to me one day, she confessed to me, she said, you know, I stole your hair for
The Devil Wears Prada.
For The Devil Wears Prada. She said, I stole your hair.
Helen, we were saying before, you have won so many wonderful awards in your career, as has your husband, the director Taylor Hackford, who also won an Oscar very early in his career. If you were washed up on a desert island and you could only take one of those awards with you, which one would you choose and why?
Oh, wow, that's a very difficult question, really. I'd probably take the Silver Toucan.
Which is? Yes.
I got that. That was one of the first film awards I ever got. Before the Oscar and Cannes, I won the Silver Toucan from the Rio Film Festival.
That's lovely. Do you remember what movie it was for?
I was waiting, you know, because they send it to you. You know, often you win an award, they're too heavy to carry, so they send it to you. So they were going to send me the Silver Toucan. I was so excited. When does the Silver Toucan arrive? I can't wait. Has not here yet. Oh my God, when's it going to get here? So 6 months later, the Silver Toucan arrives, and it's very heavy in the box. And I open the box up, and it's basically a piece of rock, like about this big, with this little tiny silver toucan on the top. Little silver. So funny. I love it. My favourite award ever.
Helen, it's funny. Some people might find it hard to believe you are, after all, Dame Helen Mirren, but you also have a tattoo. Would you mind showing us what it is? Ah, what's the story? Is there a story?
Sorry?
What's the story behind it?
I got very drunk on a reservation.
No, seriously.
I mean, does anyone ever get a tattoo when they're not drunk?
I don't know.
Have any of you got a tattoo?
Who's got qui a un tatouage ici? Who's got a tattoo? Oh, there you
Who's
go.
got a tattoo? Were you drunk?
Est-ce que vous...
No. Oh, good for you. I had to get very drunk. It was done with a safety pin. It was so painful.
Oh dear.
Oh my God.
But does it
It's like a
represent
prison
anything?
tattoo.
Does it? Do you feel
Yes,
symbolizes
it
something?
represents a very beautiful idea, which is basically equal and opposite. That someone can be as different from you as you can possibly imagine, but have equal value to yourself. So it's something I believe in life.
That's beautiful. Equal but opposite. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Xenia, do we have questions via our social networks for our guests?
Yes, there are actually tons of questions, posts, and comments at the L'Oréal Paris social media pages. And here's one question for Helen from Marianne. Helen, it looks like you pretty much do everything you want. Can you do one silly thing for us live right now?
A silly thing
Yes,
right
a
now.
silly thing.
You could do it with Aishwarya if you guys want to do it
silly
together.
thing? I think I'll have to do my silly thing in private.
Good answer.
I'm so sorry.
Good answer, thank you. All right, it's time now for our special segment on the show called The Rendezvous. This is our up-close and personal interview with a star, and this evening we'll talk to the young French actress, Louise Bourgoin. Take a look.
These are golden nights.
Mon vrai prénom c'est Ariane, j'ai choisi de m'appeler Louise en hommage à Louise Bourgeois, une grande artiste contemporaine qui est décédée il y a quelques années. On avait vraiment l'impression qu'elle avait créé un personnage tout autour de ce qu'elle proposait. Et on ne savait pas si ce mensonge faisait partie de l'œuvre ou si elle était tout simplement un peu folle. Et c'est pour ça que j'ai très vite eu l'impression qu'une artiste contemporaine, c'était aussi un peu une actrice. Je suis beaucoup trop dans le contrôle dans la vie, donc j'ai besoin de lâcher prise à travers le dessin. Et très souvent, je m'impose de ne pas gommer et donc de transformer mes erreurs en traits plutôt créatifs. Un trait de dessin, c'est comme une ligne d'état d'âme. Quand ça fait très longtemps que je n'ai pas dessiné, je suis un tout petit peu plus tourmentée. L'art, ça m'équilibre tout simplement. Pour moi, la beauté, c'est presque anecdotique. Moi, ce qui me touche, c'est l'humanité. Mais ça n'empêche pas que, par exemple, un rouge à lèvres, c'est très pictural et très beau. Par exemple, moi, j'adore les tableaux de Tamara de Lempicka et je suis pas sûre que je les aimerais autant si ces femmes ne portaient pas de rouge à lèvres. Donc ça participe à l'ensemble, mais ça doit être un moyen et non pas une finalité. Il faut vouloir être avant de vouloir être belle.
And our guest tomorrow on The Rendezvous will be the great Jane Fonda. As Val now is recreating Aishwarya's look on Miriam in the beauty salon, we're going to go back to you, Aishwarya. Talk a bit more about you, your life, and your career. You were, as I was saying before, the first Indian actress to ever achieve real fame around the world. It all started here in Cannes, as we were saying. You also became the first Indian actress on a jury here in Cannes. So here's my question for you. Just how much do they yell in there?
You think I should tell?
Yes, yes. Give us the dirt. Or tell us about your memories of that time.
Well, I was obviously very privileged to begin with because, as you rightly pointed out, I was the first Indian actress to have been invited on the jury here, and I was very, very honored. But once I was in there, like Helen was saying, such experiences, while you go in there and you contribute, you come away learning so much because you get to interact with so many different talents from our industry. And you get to interact and discover perspectives, opinions, the way people view cinema. And those discussions are actually very, very enlightening and interesting, as much as you bring your own to the table. So I truly believe I came away very, very enriched. And it was an interesting year where we had a very different kind of selection to actually go and be the jury to. So some very interesting discussions that I cannot reveal here, unfortunately.
Or we'd have to kill you. You seem to choose your own projects, your own film projects very carefully, like your new film, Fanikan. And you're not one of these actresses who's always popping out films every 3 months when you probably could do that. What do you choose to do with your time when you're not working? What's most important to you?
Being mommy. Being mommy is just so blissful, and it's natural, and it's been fun, and rediscovering childhood, and well, you can't ever take the little girl out of me now, for sure.
And you have had a huge internet presence over the past years, but interestingly, you just started your Instagram account just yesterday, is that correct?
Well, I didn't want to join any kind of social media for the longest time, especially when it began, because I just felt it was just such a rat race, and everybody was kind of getting into it with some kind of like a barometer of popularity.
And we have so much of that stuff anyway, don't
And
we?
everybody
Sort of
want to put
relentless.
everything out and put out your opinions, your thoughts, and it's just the constant energy drain. And at the same time, I've had so many well-wishers from world over saying, you know, they really felt that they enjoyed the connect, and so they would be creating these sites. And I think I just finally gave in just to Instagram because it's easier. I'm just beginning, so let's see how it goes. It's going to be extremely slow,
Yeah.
hopefully steady. So let's see how we go with it. But yeah.
You were talking earlier.
I just succumbed.
You were talking earlier about your daughter. She's 6 now.
Yes.
What do you do specifically to try and show a positive attitude toward her, to teach her how you want her to be when she's grown up?
like I said, it's all just natural. It's, I think, knowingly or unknowingly, you just pass on what you've imbibed, what probably my parents inculcated. So there's no rule book to parenting. I'm sure everybody here would agree. So whatever comes naturally to you, not making much ado about things. But yeah, I do hear myself as she's growing. Connecting with a little adult, because kids are growing way faster than we did, and probably each generation experiences this. So what's great is to respect and appreciate the fact that while they're your children, they're people, they're little people with minds of their own, and you get to experience those minds. So you need to connect with that and share with that soul and the spirit, and that's the relationship, really. So.
Aishwarya, when I was looking back on your career, I found it interesting that you started your acting career almost by accident. You were actually studying architecture at the time. You went on to win the Miss World competition. That helped kick off your career. What do you think you'd be doing today if you hadn't become an actor?
Well, a slight correction that in my story, it wasn't about the title helping kick off the career. The title just compelled me to take time off from college. And it was mid-semester. So it meant, and then when I came back, suddenly I was this little celebrity, and then you were like the chief guest to all the functions in your college. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be a normal student anymore. So either pack up and study outside of India, or embrace the fact that I was actually already getting invited by a lot of filmmakers before I participated in the pageant. So it was the director Mani Ratnam, who I love his cinema. I believe that would be like the perfect teacher if ever I was to explore that world. And he was more convinced I needed to be in this world. I needed to discover the actor he believed I could be. And so I had the semester off. I went with that experience, and I knew I was home. I knew I was home. This is the world I wanted to belong to. Architecture probably tapped into that little, world of creativity that existed, but it was all meant to be. I believe destiny, and I'm so glad this has been my vocation and my world, and I couldn't have been anywhere else.
Architecture, of course, makes you think of design style. You are often the hot topic when it comes to what you're wearing with your fans. How much pressure is that, and how do you decide what to wear in the morning?
Oh. Get out of my pajamas, if I have them on.
Ooh.
And get on with the day, just for what it should be. I mean, all of this is a team. It's an incredible team that always comes together, and you have to give that shout out. You have to thank them for them working so hard, and for us it's art. It's just getting the opportunity to have fun with creativity and work with all these different talents and go with the flow.
Helen, is it still fun for you to play with your look, to try out different stuff, to wear what you call your strip-teaser shoes, as you once dubbed them?
Well, I wear my strip-teaser shoes because so often you're on the red carpet, and the women are often very tall, aren't they? They're enormous. You feel a squat little thing in the middle of. So my stripper shoes, they're real stripper shoes. They're like, the platforms are like that high. Heel is like that high. So I'm immediately eye to eye with Nicole Kidman, Hi, Nicole. So that's pure competition. But yes, we are so lucky, aren't we? Incredibly lucky to experience these beautiful pieces of art, these artisanal, incredible. The design, but also the making, the detail, the people who sew the clothes and put them up, and the people who come and fit you. All of these people are extraordinary artisans, artists in their own right. So, it's a great honor, really, to be able to experience their work, let alone wear it. Yes.
Aishwarya, we were talking a bit about Bollywood before, but I think it's important for people to know that Indian cinema isn't just about Bollywood. I'm thinking in particular of a political comedy called Newton that just won Best Picture in India, and that was India's pick for the Oscars this year. Do you think the success of films like that can draw global audiences to other kinds of Indian cinema?
It's always existed. In fact, even this term Bollywood, I don't know how long we all try to run away from it, and now we're just stuck with it because it's even in the dictionary. So there's no getting away from it. And we always identified our cinema as the Indian film industry, and that entails, of course, primary Hindi films, but we've got Tamil films, Bengali films, Malayalam. They're made in all the languages of India. And even the Hindi films got primarily recognized as these musicals because it is an amazing experience and I have been the audience to our films as well, and I enjoy the song and dance, and it's a great getaway. But having said that, that's not always been our cinema. But with the world getting smaller, with the kind of attention being shared, social media, there's this entire movement of us just feeling that we all now belong to a more intimate global community. And with that kind of attention, you discover a lot more of our cinema, which has always existed. But yeah, thank you for recognizing even our, other movies apart from the mainstream musicals. And it'll draw the audience as meant to be.
Thank you so much for that, Aishwarya Rai. Lisa, thank you so much for having been with us. I know you have to run. Cannes is a very busy place.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for here and for your initiative, 82 Women on the Steps of Cannes. Thank you very much for telling us about that.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
We're now going to take a closer look at the link between beauty and cinema with our segment called Beauty versus Cinema. This is a short interview where each question has two different answers, one having to do with beauty and the other having to do with cinema. I'm just going to do an example. For example, Helen, if I said to you, your first time beauty, what would you say?
My first time beauty, I don't know.
The first makeup you wore, the first...
Oh, God, I don't know.
All right. Aishwarya, how about you? The first time you put on makeup, do you remember when that was? No?
A school recital, maybe?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it would have to be some kind of a school recital.
I'll take it. First time cinema, the first movie you saw.
Well, that I remember. I mean, I saw other movies before this, but this was the movie that transformed my understanding of what film could be, and that was L'Avventura, Monica Vitti in L'Avventura, which I saw in a funky old cinema on a rainy afternoon in England, and the scales fell away from my eyes, and I understood what the possibilities of film for the first time.
Wonderful. So that is the concept. So everybody got it? Beauty versus cinema. You are going to play too by posting your own answers. We'll now see what French icon Isabelle Adjani had to say.
Color rich nude for lips. It's beautiful lipstick. Le Mépris by Jean-Luc Godard. Splash very cold water into my face. Any musical, even the worst ones. Glow Mon Amour. Monty Cliff, I loved him in A Place in the Sun by George Stevens. I need to have my complexion even. Can't live without Ingmar Bergman. He's like my shrink, my secret.
The great Isabelle Adjani. You know, every night on this show, we do like to have our guests share a hidden talent. And Helen, it turns out that you actually have a hidden talent for gardening, apparently. Is that correct?
Well, that's arguable. There are many gardeners who would say, no, she has no talent. But I do love gardening, I do. It's very meditative, it's a great antidote to what we do in our professional life. So yes, I do enjoy it, yeah.
I will take that. We're now going to do something called the Green Thumb Challenge. All right. Obviously, we're not going to make you garden on set, so don't worry about that. But we do have a little game for you. We are going to bring on a series of flowers. They're on a tray in front of you. I would like you, please, to close your eyes. You will feel, in a minute when they come. I'll explain to you first. You will pick up a flower. You can use your nose. You can touch it, but you can't see. You can't look at it. You need to tell me what flower it is.
Okay.
Is that okay?
I'll try.
I'll try. All right, close your eyes, please. All right, let's bring it in. Eyes closed, eyes closed. Okay, Helen, go ahead, grab one of the flowers. Pick one up. There you go. That's good. Grab it. Yeah, the other way. The other way. Keep your eyes closed. Eyes closed. Eyes closed.
My eyes open.
Oh, there you go. Okay, go ahead.
It feels like a tulip, but I don't know if it's or no, maybe it's a lily.
It's a lily. Bravo. Okay, one. Next one. Thank you, Aishwarya. Next one. What do you think?
That's a peony.
Oh, wonderful. She's too good. Next one. What's this?
I would say that's a rose.
Oh, you are so good. And there's one left, if you can reach it, and then we're done.
Is that it?
You can smell that one. What is that one?
I would say, is it lavender?
Very good. Lavender. 100%. Well done.
Oh my God, I got it right.
Congratulations. Well done. And because it's Cannes, you can't go away. You can't go away without a trophy. Helen Mirren, may I present you the Golden Spade. The Golden Spade.
This is going to outdo your silver toucan.
Wait, Helen, take your microphone. Take your microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Your microphone. Helen,
seriously love it.
will you please?
I love it.
Helen, will you please put it? Will you please put it next to the silver toucan?
Oh, it's going to go right next to my silver toucan. Absolutely, it's fabulous.
Wonderful. I'll let you take a look at that. In the meantime, we'll go back to our beauty salon. We're going to check in with Val Garland. Val, are you happy with the result?
Well, I'm very happy with the result. It's all about pinky punk lips. So I've taken the infallible Pro Matte Gloss and just applied that all over the lips. And I think she looks rather special. Thank you. Hope you like it. I hope you do it at home. Thank you. Just move around a little bit. There we are, just from side to side. Lovely.
Xenia, I think you have a question for Val.
It actually does look easy. I feel like even I could do it at home. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask Val Garland your makeup questions.
And Xenia, I think you have a question for Val, don't you?
Yeah, so there's one question. So if you pick the color of your lipstick, should you pick it according to your skin type or your makeup or the color of your eyes?
Well, in my opinion, I think it's entirely up to you as a woman. You can go matchy-matchy, match your lipstick to your outfit perhaps, or you can be a little bit irreverent and go the opposite way. I think the choice is yours. We're all empowered. So makeup's fun, so why don't you do what you want to do? You know, we're all worth it. Play around. Makeup's fun. It's up to you.
Val, thank you so much. Val, Xenia, why don't you guys come and join us here on the set? We can take a closer look at all of that.
Great.
Thank you, Miriam, and a huge thanks to all of you L'Orealistas.
Thank you so much to you. Thank you, Xenia. Thank you, Val. Aishwarya. Well done, Val. Well done. Aishwarya, almost before.
I know.
Wait, stay with me, everybody. Stay with me. Stay with me. We're not done yet. We're almost done. Just before we wrap up, we were talking earlier, Helen was saying that she found gardening very meditative, something that just got her away from all of the craziness of her work life. Again, what do you do? What's your secret hobby that people might not know about? Something you do to make yourself feel better?
I should not be telling what people do not know about.
Go ahead. It's a scoop.
I think we should leave it at that.
I do that as well.
All right. We'll let our minds wander. Aishwarya, I can say, however, though, I think we have a little surprise for you, don't we, Xenia?
Yes, Aishwarya, you've been a spokesperson for L'Oréal Paris for 15 years. And here's your happy 15th anniversary cake.
thank you so much for being on the show. Helen Mirren, thank you so much for being on the show. Val Garland, thank you to you. Xenia, thank you to you. Woo!
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, good night. We'll see you soon for the next Worth It show. Same time, same place. Stay with us.